Beneath the surface of the ocean lies a world more mysterious than space itself, a place where sunlight disappears, pressure becomes crushing, and evolution creates some of the strangest creatures ever seen on Earth. Why deep sea creatures get creepier the deeper you go explores the terrifying beauty of the deep ocean and reveals why animals living thousands of meters below the surface look so different from anything found in shallow waters. In the darkest parts of the sea, survival is brutal, and every creature has adapted in extreme ways to hunt, hide, and survive in an environment humans can barely imagine. As the ocean gets deeper, the conditions become harsher and more alien. The temperature drops close to freezing, sunlight completely vanishes, and the pressure becomes so powerful it could crush ordinary living beings instantly. Yet, despite these impossible conditions, deep sea creatures continue to thrive. Many fish develop enormous mouths filled with razor-sharp teeth because food is incredibly rare in the abyss. When prey finally appears, they cannot afford to let it escape. Some species evolve gigantic eyes to detect tiny traces of light, while others became almost completely blind because vision no longer matters in total darkness. One of the most fascinating mysteries of the deep ocean is why some sea creatures become unusually large. This phenomenon, often called deep sea gigantism, causes certain animals like giant squid, massive isopods, and enormous crabs to grow far bigger than their relatives living in shallow waters. Scientists believe the freezing temperatures, slow metabolism, lack of predators, and unique environmental conditions allow these creatures to reach incredible sizes over time. In the darkness of the abyss, giant predators silently move through the water, creating scenes that feel more like science fiction than reality. The deeper humans explore the ocean, the stranger the animals become. Anglerfish use glowing bioluminescent lures to attract prey in complete darkness, while transparent creatures drift silently through the water like living ghosts. Some fish have expandable stomachs, capable of swallowing prey larger than themselves because meals are so rare in the deep sea. Others produce their own light through bioluminescence, creating glowing patterns used for hunting, camouflage, or communication. Entire ecosystems survive around volcanic hydrothermal vents where toxic chemicals replace sunlight as the foundation of life itself. Gigantic deep sea creatures have inspired legends and nightmares for centuries. Ancient sailors once believed massive squid attacking ships were mythical monsters, but modern discoveries proved that giant squid truly exist in the darkest parts of the ocean. Enormous jellyfish, giant spider crabs, colossal squids, and monstrous looking fish continue to surprise scientists with every new expedition into unexplored waters. Even today, researchers believe humanity has discovered only a small percentage of the creatures hiding in the deep ocean. Why deep sea creatures get creepier the deeper you go dives into the terrifying evolution of abyssal animals, uncovering how isolation, darkness, pressure, and survival transformed ordinary marine life into some of the most bizarre and gigantic creatures on Earth. From glowing predators with transparent skin to giant beasts hidden in underwater trenches deeper than Mount Everest is tall, the deep sea remains one of the last truly unexplored frontiers of the planet. Every new discovery reveals another terrifying secret hidden beneath the waves, proving that the deeper you go into the ocean, the stranger and more frightening life becomes. Far below the reach of sunlight, beyond the familiar blue waters explored by most marine life, the deep ocean transforms into a realm that feels completely disconnected from the surface world. Why deep sea creatures get creepier the deeper you go continues deeper into the abyss, where evolution abandons beauty and creates living organisms designed purely for survival in one of the harshest environments on Earth. The deeper scientists travel into the ocean, the more disturbing and gigantic the creatures become, revealing an ecosystem filled with predators, glowing monsters, and ancient species that appear almost extraterrestrial. In the midnight zone of the ocean, where no sunlight has existed for millions of years, animals evolved under conditions impossible for humans to survive naturally. Food becomes extremely scarce, forcing deep sea creatures to adapt in terrifying ways. Many predators evolve oversized jaws, needle-like teeth, and expandable stomachs capable of consuming prey nearly twice their own size. Since meals are rare in the abyss, every opportunity to feed becomes a fight for survival. Some fish wait motionless for hours or even days in total darkness, conserving energy until an unsuspecting creature drifts too close. One of the strangest realities of the deep sea is how isolation changes the size of marine animals. In these cold, dark waters, certain species grow to unimaginable proportions, creating underwater giants unlike anything found near the surface. Giant squid can reach enormous lengths with massive eyes larger than human heads, allowing them to detect movement in near total darkness. Giant isopods crawl along the ocean floor like prehistoric armored creatures, while massive deep-sea jellyfish drift silently through the abyss with tentacles stretching across the darkness. Scientists continue studying why these animals become so large, but many believe the slow metabolism and freezing temperatures of the deep ocean contribute to their extraordinary growth. As pressure increases with depth, the environment itself becomes more hostile. Thousands of meters beneath the surface, the pressure is so intense that it would instantly destroy most life forms from shallow waters. Yet deep sea animals evolved flexible bodies, soft bones, and specialized organs that allow them to survive under conditions humans can barely comprehend. Some creatures have gelatinous bodies that withstand crushing pressure, while others lack swim bladders entirely because gas-filled organs would collapse in the abyss. Every adaptation tells the story of life evolving against impossible odds. Bioluminescence becomes one of the most important survival tools in the darkness of the deep ocean. Since sunlight cannot reach these depths, many creatures produce their own light using chemical reactions inside their bodies. Some predators use glowing lures to attract prey directly into their mouths, while others flash bright lights to confuse attackers or communicate with potential mates. Entire sections of the deep ocean shimmer with blue and green light created by living organisms. In total darkness, this glowing world appears both beautiful and terrifying, resembling an alien planet hidden beneath Earth's oceans. The deeper explorers descend, the more ancient and mysterious the ecosystem becomes. Some deep sea species have existed for millions of years, with very little evolutionary change, surviving mass extinctions that wiped out countless surface animals. Certain fish and crustaceans living near hydrothermal vents thrive in boiling, toxic environments once believed incapable of supporting life. These vents release chemicals from beneath Earth's crust, creating entire ecosystems powered not by sunlight but by chemosynthesis. Giant tube worms, ghostly crabs, and bizarre microorganisms survive around these volcanic structures in complete darkness, proving that life can exist in environments once considered impossible. Many deep sea creatures appear frightening because evolution in the abyss does not prioritize appearance. Huge teeth, skeletal faces, transparent skin, glowing eyes, and monstrous proportions evolved purely because they increase the chance of survival. Unlike shallow water fish with colorful scales and streamlined bodies, deep ocean predators often resemble creatures from horror movies. The anglerfish remains one of the most famous examples, with its terrifying mouth filled with sharp teeth and glowing lure hanging above its head. But even stranger creatures exist deeper in the trenches, many of which scientists have only captured on rare underwater cameras. Ocean trenches represent the most extreme regions of the planet, descending deeper than Mount Everest is tall. In these crushing depths, life becomes even more mysterious. Scientists continue discovering species capable of surviving under unimaginable pressure where temperatures remain near freezing year-round. Some creatures found in these trenches are almost completely transparent, while others possess bizarre sensory organs capable of detecting movement in absolute darkness. Every expedition into these unexplored regions uncovers animals never seen before, reminding humanity how little we truly know about Earth's oceans. Why deep sea creatures get creepier the deeper you go reveals that the ocean is not simply a vast body of water, but an enormous hidden universe filled with gigantic predators, glowing organisms, and ancient life forms shaped by darkness and survival. The deeper researchers explore, the more they realize the abyss holds secrets far stranger than fiction. Somewhere in the darkness below, massive creatures continue moving silently through unexplored trenches, hidden from human eyes for thousands or even millions of years. The deep sea remains one of the final frontiers on Earth, a place where evolution created monsters, giants, and mysteries unlike anything else on the planet. As humanity continues exploring the deepest regions of the ocean, scientists are discovering creatures so bizarre and enormous that they challenge everything we thought we knew about life on Earth. Why deep sea creatures get creepier the deeper you go enters the most terrifying depths of the abyss, where darkness is eternal, pressure becomes unimaginable, and evolution creates animals that appear more like monsters from another world than living organisms from our own planet. Every expedition into the deep sea uncovers new mysteries, proving that the ocean still hides secrets beyond human understanding. In the deepest parts of the ocean, survival depends on extreme adaptations. Food is so limited that many predators cannot afford to waste a single opportunity to feed. This is why countless deep sea fish evolved gigantic mouths, oversized fangs, and expandable bodies capable of swallowing prey much larger than themselves. Some species drift silently for days without movement, conserving every bit of energy in an environment where a single meal can determine survival for months. Unlike the lively coral reefs near the surface, the abyss is a cold and silent hunting ground where creatures live in constant competition for scarce resources. One of the most mysterious phenomena in the deep ocean is the appearance of gigantic marine animals. Deep sea gigantism continues to fascinate scientists because certain creatures living in freezing abyssal waters grow to enormous sizes far beyond their shallow water relatives. Giant squid are among the most legendary examples, with massive tentacles and eyes evolved to detect movement in complete darkness. Colossal squids possess rotating hooks and powerful limbs capable of battling large predators in the abyss. Giant sea spiders, enormous amphipods, and massive crustaceans roam the ocean floor like creatures from prehistoric times, reminding us that the deep sea is a world where evolution follows entirely different rules. The deeper humans descend into the ocean, the stranger the ecosystem becomes. In some regions, creatures survive near hydrothermal vents, where boiling water rich in toxic chemicals erupts from cracks in Earth's crust. Temperatures around these vents can rise dramatically, yet entire ecosystems flourish in complete darkness without sunlight. Giant tube worms, strange crabs, and unique microorganisms survive through chemical energy instead of photosynthesis. These discoveries completely transform scientific understanding of life, proving organisms can thrive in environments once believed impossible for survival. Bioluminescence dominates the abyss like an underwater language of light. In the eternal darkness of the deep sea, glowing organisms communicate, hunt, and defend themselves using natural chemical illumination. Some fish create flashing patterns across their bodies, while jellyfish pulse with ghostly blue light as they drift through the water. Predators like the anglerfish use glowing lures to attract victims directly toward their deadly jaws. Other species release clouds of glowing particles to distract enemies before escaping into the darkness. Entire sections of the deep ocean shimmer with living light, creating scenes more surreal than science fiction movies. Many deep sea creatures appear terrifying because the abyss rewards efficiency, not beauty. Transparent skin, exposed organs, skeletal features, oversized eyes, and monstrous teeth evolved simply because they improve survival. Some fish possess needle-like fangs too large to fit inside their mouths, forcing them to keep their jaws partially open at all times. Others evolved flexible skulls and loose stomachs to consume nearly anything they encounter. In the crushing darkness, thousands of meters below the surface, appearance no longer matters. Survival is the only rule. Ocean trenches remain among the least explored places on Earth. Some trenches descend nearly 11 kilometers beneath the surface, creating environments so extreme they resemble alien worlds. Scientists estimate that a massive percentage of deep sea species remain undiscovered, hidden within underwater canyons and abyssal plains humans rarely visit. Advanced submarines and robotic explorers continue capturing footage of mysterious creatures never seen before, including translucent predators, glowing worms, and giant unknown organisms drifting through the darkness. Every expedition raises new questions about what still waits undiscovered in the depths. The deep ocean also preserves ancient species that survived multiple extinction events throughout Earth's history. Some creatures living today resemble prehistoric animals from millions of years ago, virtually unchanged by time. Isolated by darkness and pressure, these species evolved slowly in environments untouched by the rapid changes occurring near the surface. In many ways, the abyss acts like a living museum of evolution, preserving forms of life that disappeared elsewhere on the planet long ago. Why deep sea creatures get creepier the deeper you go reveals a hidden universe beneath the waves where gigantic predators, glowing organisms, and terrifying adaptations define life itself. The ocean depths are not empty wastelands but thriving ecosystems filled with creatures humanity is only beginning to understand. With every dive into the abyss, scientists uncover new species that seem impossible, proving the deep sea remains Earth's greatest unexplored frontier. Somewhere in the darkness below, massive creatures continue hunting, glowing, and surviving far beyond the reach of sunlight, hidden inside a world that still holds countless mysteries waiting to be discovered.